This study tip is all about time management. Other study tips can be found on the same YouTube channel as this video. One of the best things that you can do is to wrap your brain around the fact that time is your most precious commodity. You can't buy more time, and you can't even be gifted more. The only thing that you can do with time is to use it wisely, poorly, or somewhere between the two. Every moment that passes can be evaluated along the time consumption spectrum. It is the same with every task too. You will either make good use of your time or you will not. The first thing that you should do with every task is to evaluate its level of importance. If you deem it to not be important, then don't do it. It will be a complete and total waste of your time. Time that you could have used doing something else that was important. If you deem the task to be important, do it before it becomes urgent. Allowing an important task to become urgent consumes more of your precious time, and it causes more stress in your life. We call urgent, important tasks crisis mode. You can greatly lessen crisis mode in your life by taking care of important tasks before they become urgent. A few quick examples are things like getting new tires before the old ones fell and you're on your way to an important meeting, getting your taxes into the mail long before the deadline, and making a complete list of supplies needed and getting them before you start a task. Otherwise, you'll have to stop what you're doing in the middle and go get more supplies. Yes, taking care of important things before they become urgent is much less stressful. Sometimes things seem to be urgent and you have to attend to them to discover if they are important or not. There's a knock at the door or your phone is ringing. You can ignore these, but they might be important. Learning how to avoid distractions and the people who cause them will greatly help you maximize your time. In short, don't let other people's emergencies become your problem. People who live in crisis mode naturally try to pull other people into their situations. Your job is to protect your time, and you can do this by not getting wrapped up in other people's mess, especially when it's of their own making. You have a bit more than 100 waking hours each week to budget to your advantage. The big areas are your vocation, life maintenance, self-improvement, and entertainment. If you're a student, it is your job to work on your education. It is normal that your job will chew up a block of your time, but this leaves you with more than 50 hours each week for the other main areas. It is also normal for the average person to chew up a large amount of time with low-quality entertainment. You can hear this by the complaints of others as they talk about how nothing good is ever on television these days. Shoot for a limited amount of quality entertainment each week and invest more of your time in making your life better by improving yourself and taking care of important but not urgent tasks. The rest of this video will be about how to more successfully manage your important tasks. Research has proven that getting started is almost always the difficult part, especially when the task is a daunting one. You can trick yourself into getting started by not actually starting the task at all. Start each task by making a checklist of all of the things that you need to do to start and finish the task. On your checklist, define what your finished project will be and list the deadline. Then, beside each part of the checklist, make a time estimate. Now, you have broken the larger, intimidating task into smaller, manageable tasks. Once you have finished your checklist, reward yourself with a break. Do a mindless, physically productive thing. Clear your head, go for a walk, take a shower, take out the trash, or throw a load of laundry into the washing machine. Then return to your list, look at the next thing, set a timer, and race the clock to finish the smaller task. Then reward yourself with another short, productive break. Clear your head. Do something physical for a few minutes and return to do the next thing on your list. This will help you maximize your time. Too many people try to brute force their way through tasks and their productivity goes way down. They become exhausted and spend way too much time on the task. Spending twice the time needed on a task does not make it twice as good. No, now you do not have that time to spend on other important tasks. You know when your brain is starting to wander. Normally, it's about after 20 to 30 minutes. You know your brain best. It is normal for a person who is wanting to learn new material to do it earlier in the day and save the afternoons and evenings for the creative and physical things that they want to accomplish. Many people whom we celebrate for things that they have produced got up early and did their best work while their heads were clear and others slept. Then they got on with their day. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. My understanding of the material went up considerably when I started going to bed early, arising early, and studying a few hours before class rather than at night when my brain was cluttered by the day's activities. If you take a look at anyone who has been successful at anything, you will see that they all knew how to focus. They also knew how to take short, productive breaks so that they could return to their checklist and focus intently. Accomplish something while you take a break. The world needs results. It needs finished masterpieces. No one has enough time to come along behind you and clean up your mess to finish what you started. So, define what your masterpiece will look like. Focus on it, finish it, and be done with it. Recapping, time is your most precious commodity. Every task that you do can be evaluated along the time consumption spectrum. Invest your time doing important tasks before they become urgent. Learn to say no to other people's agendas. You do this by having your own agenda and goals. I'd love to help you, but I'm already swamped. Saying no to others is the same thing as saying yes to yourself. Avoid distractions and the people who cause them. Don't allow other people's problems to become your emergency. Invest your 100+ hours each week in ways that will benefit you and your future. Set aside a few hours each week for quality entertainment. Get in the habit of learning new things earlier in the day while your mind is clear. Trick yourself into getting started by not actually starting the task, but making a checklist along with estimated times on each of the subtasks. Make a checklist for each daunting task that you need to start and finish. Include a definition of what the finished task will look like as well as the deadline. Make your deadline sooner than the actual deadline. Estimate the amount of time that each subtask will take and then stick to your budget. The more that you budget your time, the better you will get at doing this, and this skill will help you for the rest of your life. Reward yourself with short, productive physical breaks between each task. Set a timer for each smaller task, and then race the clock. Know that taking more time than is necessary to start and finish a task does not make it any better, but doing such just wastes time and causes your time consumption spectrum score to go down. When you feel your mind starting to wander, know that it's time to get up, be active, productive, and return with a clear head. Focus on where you want to be and how you're going to get there. Finish strong and be done with it. You can do it, whatever it is. You are an adult now, and your success really is up to you. But don't worry, if you don't put forth effort and you don't find your success will find another partner, and it'll be just as happy without you. These tips came from a book. If you'd like a copy of the book, write to me, and I'll be glad to send one to you.